I should start posting the other videos. Like when I go on ahead and make these videos, I should just post it and call it apocalyptic something. Maybe a complete cataclysmic event. I don't know. They're horrible videos. It's funny shit. So I attempted to go on ahead and make the video, and I always look over my videos just to see the outcome. Again, I don't edit, I don't make the video and then edit, do all that stuff. Everything's on the fly on my phone. So I attempted to go on ahead and to the JMS chip. Today's JMS chip day. Wanted to go over JMS chip performance, which is their performance chips. And when I made the video, I looked it over and was clearly unhappy with the results. So again, you know, basically they're my mistakes, and wondering if I should just post those so you can see my mistakes and where I went wrong. So without further ado, let me go on ahead and let me get into the JMS chip. A little bit of a story behind it. Again, I'm doing this on the fly, so kind of bear with me. I may stop, pause, kind of think things through. All right, here we go. So here we go. Give me 1 second. I have to clean out the camera lens. PedalMax. That is going to be your BoostMax. Why you're seeing what you're seeing here, this is my very old unit. What ended up happening, okay, nothing bad. Again, bear with me as I go along with this story. Do keep in mind that we have 2 SHOs in our house, okay? Mine's white and my son's car is silver. So I embarked on getting a set for my son. Same thing what I had with mine, I did it for his. When we installed his, we went on ahead and I'm like, all right, let's put it in. We got it installed. He went for a drive. He said, it's not like yours. It's not like yours. He goes, it's better, but it's not like yours. So what I ended up doing, I had to take a pause. These were brand new units. And I was trying to brainstorm of what's going on. So what I ended up doing in our case, we have 2 SHOs. Both of them have the identical units in the car, but one reacts better than the other. So my car reacts far better than his. And I was trying to figure out why. Thought it was the pedal, many things. I figured, well, let's find out if it's the pedal. Here's what I did. That's the module. This one that I'm holding in my hand is the current software that I just got from JMS. Again, I will go over the whole thing as we go along. So I'm like, okay, let's try mine. Let's see if it's your pedal that's bad. If it does the same thing with my module in your car, then we know the pedal's bad. He goes, and if it doesn't, and it all of a sudden it brings the life back into the car, I said, then we have to question the module. I said, bear with me. I said, because mine is very old. He's like, how old? I said, man, this is when you were in grammar school. My son's 19 going on 20. So I got this when he was probably, oh my God, had to be somewhere in about 6th grade. So it's a very old unit. So we conducted the experiment. Sure as hell. He's like, yep. He goes, how fast will I know once we do the experiment? How fast will I know? Will it be instant? Will I feel the difference? I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to feel like mine. It's going to be that instant. Sure as hell. Put my old module into his car, and poof. He's like, yep. He goes, that ain't the pedal. I said, okay. He goes, what do you think it is? I said, it could be 1 or 2. So the first one we're going to lead with, there is a nasty software that they offer. And what that does, it removes even more of the delay, and it becomes a lot more responsive. I said, could be a possibility that they forgot to put the nasty software in it. He goes, what's number 2? Number 2, which is what I believe I have a custom software. He goes, give me the story. He goes, this is going sideways very quickly. I said, yes. I said, when I first embarked on putting this unit in my car, I wanted something a little bit more. So I contacted the company, and the gentleman, don't remember the gentleman's name, but he had requested me, do me a favor, send me back the module, and we'll give you a custom software. I said, okay, so let me know if there's an extra charge. I'll pay for the shipping back. He goes, no, don't worry about it. He goes, we'll take care of it. So they ended up giving me a custom software. Again, I had forgotten about this. You're talking about years. You're talking about way over 8 years. And all of a sudden, now my son has an SHO. We bought the units. He goes, you really think there's a custom software in it? I said, yep. I don't think they forgot it. I said, I'm feeling it. So I took his module, put it in my car, and tested it. I said, no, that software is in there because I can feel a night and day difference. And took the controller, shut it off. I'll get to the whole unit in just a second. I'm giving you a little bit of a backstory. So upon which I communicated with JMS. We talked about it. I asked him. We talked. He said, no, it's in there. We have all your information. You know, we're very strict on when we do the nasty software on name, customer, and then software, you know, program, everything. We label it. I said, hear me out. He goes, I'm all in. I said, okay. What if there's a custom software in this thing? He goes, and I gave him a bit of a backstory because it's been so many years and I don't know who I talked to. He goes, crap. He goes, I remember a story like that. I said, yeah. He said, send me the units. Send me both of them. Send me your son's, send me yours. Took it. I labeled in the back. Dad's labeled his, son's. Took care of that. Sent it. Needless to say, they're like, yeah, it's a custom software. He goes, we'll mimic it. He goes, we're probably going to tweak it a little bit more. Send you both your units back. He proceeds to call me. He says, Joe, we're going to kind of one up the situation. I said, okay, talk to me. He goes, your unit is very old. I said, okay, I'm all ears. What are we doing here? He said, give me the opportunity to send you a new unit. I said, okay, let me know. You know, I'll pay for it, whatever the case may be. He goes, I'm going to create a new package for you. I'm going to send you a whole new unit, a current unit. This is my current module. My old module is in my car right now because I'm doing testing to see what the difference is between this one and that one. Needless to say, this current module that I'm holding in my hand, this is the new unit that's supposed to be in my car. So the new kit is actually in my car. I'm going to now show you the old kit. Oh, and before I forget, yes, he sent the new unit, and yes, it's a little bit more aggressive. So we'll go over the kit. We'll go over some things. We'll go over the nasty software. We'll go over some things that you guys are going to need to see. This is the PedalMax kit. This is my old kit. What is different from this kit and the current kit, that power wire that powers the unit up has now been implemented in here. You no longer need to run this wire out into the car. So that has changed. The loom has changed. Now, this is the PedalMax. Again, if you eliminate this wiring here, what you'll get in the kit is this and that in the module. I kid you not, completely plug and play. So on mine, we're going to touch bases on just the PedalMax in a minute. I'm going to touch bases on the BoostMax in a sec. On the controller, it's a potentiometer. So it's basically a knob. What I love about this is that it does this. When you turn this unit off, it clicks. When you turn it on, it clicks again. I love the sheer fact that you get to dial ever so gently in. For me, this is what makes this product far superior than your other ones. Now, the old lady has a pedal commander. Those are presets. You're talking about jumping from one number, possibly, let's just give it an example, from a 10 to like a 15 or a 20. What this is, because of your potentiometer, you have one, you can really dial it in ever so gently to that sweet spot. That's why I love this kit. Now, again, there's your module, there's your harness, there's your controller. Most of this is going to be, it's a very long cable for the controller, so that gives you the ability to go on ahead and customize where in the vehicle you want it. For the most part, mine's on this side, which I will show you currently now. Mine are there. The top one is pedal, the bottom one is boost. My driving preference, after playing with it for quite some time, both of them are turned up. Do your best. For me, from my experience, whatever you do to your pedal, make sure you do it to your boost. So if your pedal's turned all the way up, take your boost, turn it all the way up. Can you drive with the boost off? Yes. I like it this way. I tried tweaking it, going halfway, things of that nature. Quarter, halfway, 3/4, all the way. For me, this is the way I like it. Turned up all the way. There she is. And again, not exaggerating, this is very plug and play. Like, you disconnect your factory, you take it, you plug it in, plug this in, boom, right into your pedal. Now, couple that with your boost. Now, I don't have a kit because it's already installed. That right there is my old kit. And it was so old, again, going back to this real quick, mine was powered. Again, the new design is controller, unit, module. That power cable is implemented into this harness. So you no longer have to do that. Kudos. Your boost. You're going to get that harness. You're going to get your controller. And you're going to get a very large harness. Okay? And obviously you're going to get your module. So your module, large harness, controller, and another harness. I'm glad I kept this, because this was the only way I was going to be able to illustrate, because I don't have a physical product. This harness, okay, and it says pedal position harness. Okay, what you're going to do with this is that you're going to connect this through these pigtails. Keep in mind, one of them is going to go to the factory harness, and then this one is going to go into that one, and then that one's going to go right into your pedal, so that both units communicate with each other and work in unison. So as you're driving, it's boosting your controller, obviously, and then this big harness here. This is where it gets interesting. Again, the module and the harness will be together. Show you what I did with mine. So let's start with the power cable. I found a spot here, so you can use this, unbolt it, or remove the nut and then put it here. The new unit has a larger ring terminal. This is a very older unit. The new units come with a ring terminal that fits perfect right on that nut. You'll remove the nut, take it, put it on, bolt it back up, and you're done. And then you can just take it, drip it down, put your cover back on, and skip a beat. There's my unit. The large harness, the remaining of the harness is in there. Okay? The controller, the knob, was fished through the firewall. On my son's car, we fished it through a grommet that we found up here. It's just way too tight to get into that grommet that's right there, right next to the booster. So we found it a lot more easier going through there. Somewhat a bit of a process. Everyone's going to have a different approach on how to get that controller in there. The rest of the harness is in there. What the harness is going to consist of is going to plug into the module. You're going to connect it to a battery source here or here. What you're going to end up doing is they're labeled map, and the label came off of this one, but you get the gist of it. One goes to your map, and the other one goes to here to your boost sensor. So again, all plug and play. You can't sit there and mess the plugs up. I love the way they went on ahead and they took and they designed it so that it's pretty much foolproof, which is great. Male and female connectors plug in perfectly and they click. So it is a very snug fit, waterproof. I don't have any issues with it. The harness is done very well. It really is. So that big harness that you saw, which is the module and the large harness, that large harness is going to be here. This is where you're going to sit there and fish it. Once you open it up, you're like, holy crap, they gave you enough wiring. Yes, they gave me enough wiring to literally fish everything neat. The rest of the remaining harness was ever so gently, and there wasn't really much of it, was tucked back here. Now, fishing the controller in, yeah, that was a bit of a nightmare. But again, we got it done. Ultimately, that's pretty much what I have so far. I wanted to share this with you guys so that you guys can get a somewhat of an idea, like, hey, what do I have? The experience that I had with JMS and rectifying what we had going on and questioning it. And again, not attacking anybody, just questioning it. So my experience with the product, phenomenal. I am not sponsored. I bought mine. I am not sponsored any which way or form. However, I'm a fond believer that if you have valuable information and are not rude, share it with the world. Some of us want to know what can we do to our cars to make it drive the way we want them to drive. This is an SHO. Again, not a high horsepower. It's not a Charger or a Challenger. It's an SHO. But it needs to act like an SHO. It needs to act like it. It's too fluffy. It's too fluffy. I'm going to remain on the JMS conversation here. I won't go past that because there's other things that I've done underneath the hood. You guys probably already caught it, but we'll talk about that engine stuff later on. However, this is JMS. This is what I'm talking about. So the product, fell in love with it. I love the sheer fact that you can, when you turn the unit off, it actually clicks. Love the sheer fact that you can dial it to your liking instead of presets where it just jumps from one number to another or one program to another. I really do like this. I favor this unit far better than I do the other units. My old lady, she's got a Honda CR-V. Long story short, she does not have a JMS chip in there. Needless to say, she's got something else in there. Does it work? Yeah, but it doesn't work nowhere near as good as this. And it doesn't have the ability to go nasty. They do have the nasty software. You do have to pay the additional charge for it. It would be great to kind of notate it. I believe it's notated on there. Pump the brakes. I believe it's notated on there where you get to go on ahead and for an additional price get the nasty software. And what that does is remove even more of the delay on there on the PedalMax. There is a nasty software. You notice I close my eyes on this because I'm trying to tread lightly on letting you guys know. Be careful. Be careful on what you're doing to these cars. If you're not used to something that is very snappy, you can hurt yourself. You can hurt yourself. Also, you can hurt others. I'm used to certain cars that drive very aggressive. So I've already had that experience. So when I got into the SHO, needless to say, I needed something. Dabbled into doing some research. JMS chip was the go-to. Once I embarked on getting the unit in, things were tweaked. Communicating with JMS chip to get it even tweaked even more was great. My experience with them was absolutely fantastic. Here's the kicker part. You saw the eyes lit, right? So I'm going to use the empty box because it's got nothing in it. So remember in the early conversation, we were like, hey, I sent my unit and my son's unit back. I set them back in this box. And then I boxed it up in another box. They have 2 locations. I sent this to the wrong location. I didn't realize it. I went on ahead and I called them up and I messed up. She said, you got a tracking number? Let me guess, you sent it to the other warehouse. And I'm like, I sure the hell did. I sent that son of a bitch to a whole other state. She's like, we'll take care of it for you. So the young lady over at JMS Chip tracked it, called up the warehouse. Warehouse like, yep, we just got it in. We'll put it back, ship it back out, and ship it back out over to Florida. So they're actually located in Florida. So be careful where you're sending things at. So, but again, it was sent out. They took care of me. they ended up upgrading me to another modern unit. So that modern unit, which is this current controller, okay, the harness, again, the new harness has got everything implemented in it. It is true plug and play. It don't get much easier than that. Like when I tell you plug and play, you literally take it, plug it in. Recommendations, it'll tell you per instructions, take it, disconnect the battery. My recommendation, always disconnect the battery. Be safe. These are electrical components. Be careful, because with modern technology, you can easily pop something. So disconnect the battery, take the unit, take it, plug it in, pop the battery back on. You're all set to go. But yeah, phenomenal unit. Phenomenal unit. The BoostMax also does have the controller. They both click. It is a large wiring harness, so module, large wiring harness, and then the pedal position. I have to look at it again for I made a mistake. Pedal position harness. And again, you just all plug and play. All plug and play. The only one that you do have to power up is going to be the boost, but they now have implemented a ring terminal that perfectly fits right on that locking nut for the main power for that fuse panel. So I love the unit. My son loves the unit. We ended up testing it out. I tested my old unit because he did send the old unit back, but he also did send me an updated version, a new up-to-date product, and I really appreciate that. So there was a little bit of an extra charge. We took care of it, no biggie. But the hospitality that I got from JMS is just hospitality that I expect, that I would expect from a company that is great. I'm not sponsored, so before you guys like, well, you're sponsored. Nah, brother, I don't sponsor. You also notice I don't have Patreon, so I pay for my own stuff. So I value information, and therefore I'm giving you information. I know what it's like to hear stuff from other people, and I'm like, well, you had the information. Why didn't you tell me? Well, it's a secret. Well, guess what? It's not a secret with me. If I have information, it's going to be yours to have. So in this video, should I have missed something or you're confused about something, by all means, comment. Let me know. In due time, I will go on ahead and answer the question, or I will reiterate what I had missed. Hopefully I got everything done in this video. Pardon me, I was just moving the module over. Hopefully I got everything in this video. Hopefully. Again, if I haven't, please comment in the make a comment. Let me know what I missed, what I didn't miss, what you're confused about, questions, concerns, things of that nature. But my experience with JMS, one on a personal level, fantastic. On a product level, double fantastic. I'd give you, wait, 2 thumbs up. So phenomenal. I love it. I really do. So my son loves it even more. He's got his turned up all the way up. He said, man, this thing is aggressive. And I'm like, well, you wanted aggressive. There you go. Dad got it done. So ultimately, we both have 2 Taruses, 2 PedalMaxes, 2 BoostMaxes. Everything's in there. She's running great. Both cars are running great. So don't forget, be careful. They do make a nasty software for the PedalMax and for the BoostMax. Be careful on your decision. There's nothing wrong with sending the unit back and I'm like, hey, I'm ready for a nasty version on the BoostMax. What is the charge? Things of that nature. Talk to them. They're more than happy to go on ahead and talk to you and help you. But again, ask questions. You guys, before you jump into the whole nasty software, we didn't jump into the nasty software for the BoostMax. We were fine where it was at because these are everyday driving vehicles. If this was something like we were taking it to the track or the drag strip, then yeah, we would have embarked on it. But the nasty software is more than enough for your average individual. For the PedalMax, it's your decision on the BoostMax if you want the nasty software. Again, my software was customized. So, and that was damn near almost a decade ago, almost 10 years ago. So when they did it, they kept it. So that's your update. This is what's going on. I appreciate it, JMS. To the subscribers out there, thank you. Comment and have a wonderful day. Holla at your boy.